Howdy guys, welcome back to Edgar TV. The studio's not quite ready yet, get the keys on Saturday, so until then it's more videos out and about on the road because the content doesn't stop here all year round for Edgar TV. We cover the darts all year, and what we're going to be looking at today is the tour card holders in 2025. Here is the full list, everybody, and in this we're going to be having a look at some predictions, who we think could go up, who we think could go down, and also letting you know how the tour card system works if you are new to darts. There'll also be a video coming very soon in regards to how ranking works. If you're new to darts and you want to know how that works, just hit that subscribe button. The first place to start is here, the top 64. Now the top 64 players in the world this year, 65 including Nick Kenny, due to the fact that Steve Beaton handed back his card and he was inside the world's top 64, means that it goes down to 65. All these players get a 1 year extension on their card, so anyone in the top 64 has 1 year, and they'll be defending the money that they won from 2 years ago. You'll see some players in here. Steve Beaton's still on this list, but just get replaced by Nick Kenny. Some players will be defending nothing really, like Vessel Nyman, who is expected to jump up the rankings next year. Some of these will be defending quite a bit, which means they may drop round, such as Jose de Souza. Kim Hybrex hits a low of number 46, but has another year of a tour card status. Some of these players, it's impossible for them to lose their card because they've won too much on the previous year. And you'll see plenty of legendary faces and names. Raymond van Barneveld, now outside the world's top 32. But in regards to getting a tour card, which is what this video is about, it's not about the rankings. All these players will be on the tour. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what I mean by the tour, what I mean is having a pro tour card means you are able to play in anything. You are able to play in the Players' Championships and the European Tour qualifiers. That will then get you into the European Tour. Now, from that ranking system, that's how we get our majors. Who's going to be in the big ones? Who's going to be in the match play? Who's going to be in the Worlds? That all comes from the floor events, which you need a tour card to play in, or be a challenge tour top-up. Gets confusing. Keep your eye out for that video. I'll talk you through everything. If you do not understand the system, I'm your guy. I'll let you know. But 64. Now, there's 128 tour cards. So how do we get the other 64? Well, it comes from a couple of ways. It comes from Challenge Tour, Development Tour, Q School, people that are on a 2-year card, because remember Q School, which we've just had, you get a 2-year card from. So let's now take a look at those players that have 1 more year on their order of merit. So here's the extensive list of all the players that have another year on their card. Last year's Q School winners or last year's Challenge Tour players that are not in the top 64. Had they made the top 64, it would have bumped another player out and they would have that 1 year on their card. So these guys need to make the top 64 at the end of this year or they will not retain their card. Now, there's a big list of players on here that I don't think are going to be able to retain their card. We don't know what's happening with Dom Taylor. He's currently still suspended. I've put a video in the description down below if you want to check out all the information on that. But I think a few people here may be able to keep hold of their card. I mean, Radek Skaganski is a Pro Tour winner from a couple of years ago. Steve Lennon, a World Cup runner-up. Andy Bartons was the WDF World Champion, and I think it's got a lot more quality. Thibaut Tricol has been improving towards the back end of last year and really starting to settle in regards to what he can do, really starting to show that sort of talent that we thought he had a few years ago, but just looked a little bit nervous and edgy when it came to the big stages. William Borland, someone you may remember hitting the 9 darter at the World Championship a few years ago, but other than that, when you look at this list, I don't think there's going to be someone other than those potential players who do keep their cards. If you think any different, do let me know. Pop down to the comment section and let me know who you think could keep hold of their cards from the players that are on this list, and that means they need to be in the top 64, which for all these players means they need to be making at least the World Championships and the Players' Championship finals, and we currently do not know the state of play in regards to the World Championships and in regards to what the qualifying criteria is, what the prize money is, which could completely throw the rankings completely out the window in regards to what the normal expectations are. But big year needed for all these players or it's back to Q School. 2-year tour cards go to this list, so everybody else has now got 1 year to make the top 64. These guys have 2, and that's because they're new tour card holders. So this year is the most free they'll ever feel on a dartboard, because next year they're then starting to think, can I lose my card? The year after, they're defending money from this year. This is the dream year. This is the best year of darts you will ever have in your life, because you know you've got another year on tour. It's all free. This is the most pressure-free you can be. But that's when you reframe it in that way. A lot of the players will feel nervous. Now, some of these have got experience. Wesley Plazier had experience winning on the tour last year. Just missed out on getting a one-year card via the Order of Merit and holding on to the prize money he's had. Bradley Brooks has had a lot of years on tour. Was also a youth world champion back in the day. So experience all round. Sedlacek as well, been on the tour for time. Andy Bolton been on the tour for many years. Max Hopp, a European Tour winner, now back on the PDC Pro Tour. So lots of players here, though, with experience. Some of them with good ceilings that may come. Nico Springer, Cam Crabtree, young, exciting players. Adam Paxton, Marvin Van Velzen, a winner at the Super Series. You got big hitters there as well with interest. People like Darryl Pilgrim, Jim Long from Canada, get some more Canadian representative on there. Kai Gottard, a good German player. Victor Tingström representing the Swedes, as does Oscar Lukasiak. That is a developing nation. I keep saying it all the time. This is an exciting list of players that have come through Q School because we've got experience, we've got youth, we've got potential here. I mean, people like Sebastian Bilecki's been knocking on the door for ages in regards to getting a tour card, has Christian Kist, has Plazier. So a good, exciting list of players here that I think are going to dislodge some of the players that are on the one-year cards. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these guys break into the top 64, not just over 2 years, but maybe over one, like we've seen with the likes of Connor Scott this past year. That is every single tour card holder in the PDC this year and how they have gained their cards. If you want to know more about the ranking system, a deep dive is coming soon when I get the studio up and running, as will the quality improve right here on Edgar TV. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's lots more to come your way. Who do you think's going to do well out of which list? Who's going to drop out of the 64? Who's going to go into it? Is anyone on the 1 year going to save it? Is anyone on the 2 year going to save it? Let me know all your thoughts and observations in the comments. I'll see you down there for some more Edgar TV.